Hari Om. Welcome back to our continuing study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Geetha Home Study Course. In these sessions, we are studying chapter 17 of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha titled Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. We have covered topics like Shraddha, Ahara, and rituals from the standpoint of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, and have now entered the topic of Tapas. In Shloka 14, Lord Krishna taught us about Shariram Tapas or Kayika Tapas. In verse 15, Lord Krishna will talk about Vachikam Tapaha. Let us now read Shloka 15. Discipline of speech. Discipline of speech. Very important shloka. Oft quoted, oft referred to by Swami Paramarthananda in his classes. Anodvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayate Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva Vangmayam tapa uchyate. Very important verse. Yad vakyam, that speech, anudvegakaram, which does not cause agitation. Satyam, which is true. Priya hitam cha, and which is pleasing and beneficial. Which is pleasing and beneficial. Tat, that Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam cha eva. And also daily repetition of one's own Veda. Vangmayam tapas. Discipline of speech. Uchyate is said. Speech which does not cause agitation, which is true, pleasing, and beneficial, and daily repetition of one's own Veda are collectively called discipline of speech. When you talk to another person, what is the reason for talking? What is the reason that we talk to another person? Whether you want to convey something or share something like your knowledge or your experience, there is definitely an intention, vivaksha. Shankara says a sentence is used for creating a cognition, an understanding in another person. If that speech is said to be tapas, if that speech is said to be tapas, it must have certain characteristics. If that speech is said to be tapas, it must have certain characteristics. In speaking, using words that do not cause any kind of pain to another person, that is, those that are anudvegakara, those that are anudvegakara is very important. What is meant by udvega? Udvega means agitation. Udvegakara is that which causes udvega, and anudvegakara is that which is not udvegakara, that which does not cause agitation. This is very important. When I speak, when I speak, what I say or how I say should not invoke irritation in the person I am addressing. Very important statement. When I speak, what I say or how I say, what I say or how I say should not invoke irritation in the person I am addressing. Then again, what I say has to be also satyam, true. And it should bring happiness to the person immediately. It should bring happiness to the person immediately. It should not be irritating the other person. It should be the truth, and it should bring happiness immediately, as even it is being said, as even it is being spoken. That is called priya. That is called priya. Not only that, it should bring happiness in the long run also. It should bring happiness in the long run also. That is, it should be beneficial, hita, to that person who is being addressed. Here, Shankara spends a lot of time analyzing these words. That's what makes this shloka very important. Unless it is a significant shloka, Shankaracharya will not care to spend so much time on this shloka. Shankara says here the word cha and means that all four things that are mentioned have equal status. Anudvegakara, Satya, Priya, and Hita, they all have equal status. Only if the speech includes all of them, it is Vangmayam Tapas. Only if the speech includes all of them, it is Vangmayam Tapas. Swami Paramarthananda would call these the four filters that need to be applied before we even utter a word. If it is lacking in any one or two or three of these, it is not Vangmayam Tapas. What I say may be very pleasant, Priya, and not at all irritating, Anudvegakara, but it may not be true Satya at all, and therefore certainly not beneficial Hita. What I say may be very pleasant, Priya, and not at all irritating, Anudvegakara, but it may not be true Satya at all, and therefore certainly not beneficial, Hita. Or it may be pleasing, Priya, and even true, Satya, but not good for the person, Hita. It may be pleasing to hear, for example, that the admission is free at the local racetrack today. And it is true too. But it is not Hita if it is said to a compulsive gambler. He will be very happy to hear it. But it is not good for him at all. Then there is a statement that is absolutely truthful, but it is very painful to hear. My friend may not be very intelligent. My friend may not be very intelligent. But if I tell him so, but if I tell him so, it will definitely cause him pain, isn't it? It will definitely cause him pain and it will not do him any good either. Such a statement may be Satya, but is not Anudvegakara, Priya or Hita. This type of speech is not Vangmayam Tapas. This type of speech is not Vangmayam Tapas. This is really lifting the standards of our self introspection. Shankaracharya and Poojya Swamiji are really raising the bar here. Calls for a lot of discipline, calls for a lot of introspection, calls for a lot of control, self control, Dama, Shama, Titiksha. A sentence that will fall under the definition of Vangmayam Tapas has all four. Has all four. Shankara gives an example. Shanto bhava vatsa. Shanto bhava vatsa. Swadhyayam. Swadhyayam yogam cha. Anutishta. Tatha cha. Shreyo bhavishyati. Shanto bhava vatsa. Swadhyayam yogam cha. Anutishta. Tatha cha Shreyo bhavishyati. My dear boy, may you be at peace. Follow the daily study of your Veda and Karma Yoga. Then you will have moksha, freedom. One can see the profundity of this sentence. Even as he is told to calm himself in this way, even as the boy is told to calm himself in this way, Shanto Bhava Vatsa, his mind quietens. His mind quietens. It is Anudvegakara. Generally, we get angry and say, keep quiet or enough. That does not work. That does not work. The person may become quiet, but definitely not calm. That statement is Udvegakara. That statement is Udvegakara. Then he tells him to study the Shastra and follow a life of Karma Yoga. This is something that is good for him right now, Priya, and also good for him later, Hita. And he tells him that if he does all this, he will get moksha. It is true. Satya and also good for him, Hita. Even if he fails to get moksha here, it will produce a better life for him next time, where he will pick up the thread and continue. There is no problem here. Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati, said Krishna in the 6th chapter. Even if he fails to get moksha here, it will produce a better life for him next time, where he will pick up the thread and continue. Krishna details all of this in the towards the end of the 6th chapter. I would like to read a few of those shlokas to recollect. This is called the Yoga Bhrashta section. Says, the very beginning in Shloka 40, Krishna says, Partha naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati prapya punyakrutam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha शुचीनाम श्रीमताम गेहे योग भ्रष्टोभिजायते. Then he says, अथवा योगिनाम एव कुले भवति धीमताम एतद्धि दुर्लभतरम लोके जन्म यदीदृशम. Then Krishna says, तत्र तम बुद्धि संयोगम लभते पौर्वदेहिकम यतते च ततो भूयः samsiddhau kurunandana. This is Krishna's assurance. Shloka number 43 of chapter 6. It will produce a better life for him next time, where he will pick up the thread and continue. There is no problem here. It is good for him now and in the future. In this life itself, he will get relative freedom from the hold of his likes and dislikes. A sentence like this, which has all the four characteristics, is Vangmayam Tapas. Is Vangmayam Tapas. Discipline at the level of speech also includes the repetition of one's Veda, one's own Veda. Swadhyaya Abhyasana. Swadhyaya Abhyasana. Daily one has to repeat one's own Veda, or at least a portion of it. If he cannot repeat even a portion, he repeats the Gayatri mantra, because it is considered to be the essence of all the Vedas. If he cannot repeat that too, it is enough to say Om Tat Sat. About this, he is going to talk later. Wherever there is karma involved, there are options. But at the same time, it has to be done in one form or the other. This Swadhyaya Abhyasana can be converted into the daily study of the scripture. This, the daily study or repetition of some verses of praise or a mantra, is also called Swadhyaya Abhyasana. The daily study or repetition of some verses of praise, praising the Lord, or a mantra, is also Swadhyaya Abhyasana. But to do it without fail every day, but to do it without fail every day is very important. All these together form Vangmayam Tapas. All these together form Vangmayam Tapas. Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyahitam Chayate Swadhyayabhyasanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. Then, what are mental tapas? What are mental tapas? We will study what mental tapas is in Shloka 16 in the upcoming capsules and take it forward. Until then, Hari Om. ॐ दुर्जनः सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जनः शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्धेभ्यः मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ